How's it going? My name is Mir, and I've never really said this before, and it took me until my 30s to say this, but I think I'm falling in love with fighting games, dude. Right now is the best time to get into fighting games. We have current updates with Street Fighter, Tekken, and Guilty Gear, and we have a whole slew of fighting games coming out in the future as well. And what I want to do is give you some encouraging words and 5 very easy tips to get into the world of fighting games. Let's get started, shall we? The first thing you're going to need is a game. So choose one. So if you're into 2D fighters, then you have Street Fighter and Guilty Gear. If you're into 3D fighters, then you have things like Tekken and Virtua Fighter. This will come down to personal preference, and if you're an absolute beginner to fighting games, I would recommend you start with one and you stick with it. Of course, this doesn't mean to stick with that one game forever and always. Get comfortable with the inputs, get comfortable with fighting people online especially, and you know what, you'll get more comfortable and you can move on to a different game if you want to. So you've picked your game. Now here's the big question. Which character do you pick? Fighting games are 100% a personal journey. So who you pick really is up to you. Do you want to pick someone that looks really cool, feels really good to play? Or do you want to pick Chun-Li's thighs? I ain't judging, go for it. Tier list, get that shit out of here. What I would recommend to someone who's an absolute beginner is to stay away from tier lists, because fighting games are a personal journey, and I would encourage you to try a character on your own. And if you see that, hey, someone else is saying your character is trash, but another one's stronger, well, I mean, if you put in time to the trash character and you're beating everyone else, I think that's pretty commendable. So now that you have your character, how do you pilot them? Well, a controller is just fine. Modern fighting games are built around these controllers, so there's nothing wrong with using them. Do you need an arcade stick? Do you need a leverless controller? Hell no. Are they super fun to play on? Hell yeah. Something like my Hori Alpha is not a need with modern fighting games, but rather a personal choice. It's an option that I've decided to select. And I have 2 reasons for doing so. Number 1, I grew up in the 90s, but I missed the arcades of that time. So this is to kind of harken back and relive the arcades that I never got to experience as a kid. And then the other thing is that my daytime job, I use a number pad a lot on a keyboard. So number pad with my right hand translated very easily to the buttons here on this stick. But the toughest part was learning the stick itself. I didn't have any muscle memory after 30 years with a controller. This was easy to understand, but this was very difficult to understand, and it took me quite some time to build the muscle memory on this. So just know that this isn't necessary and a controller is just fine. Let's move on to what I call derailers. Tell me if this sounds familiar. Oh, I'm not good enough at fighting games. I shouldn't play them. What if I go online and I start getting judged? What if I lose? You stop that. You're here to fight your opponent, not your inner demons. So let me help you through this. When you're fighting someone, it's you versus that someone else. And there's a 50-50 chance that you're going to win. And there's a 50-50 chance you could lose as well. I would say that's pretty good odds. What I won't allow to happen is for you to think that you're not good enough. Yes, you are good enough for fighting games. It just takes a matter of learning. Some people pick up fighting games a lot faster than others, and that's okay. What people have a hard time understanding is, hey, if I lose, that means I'm bad at this game. That's not what it means. If you lose, ask yourself, why did I lose? Maybe I needed to block more. Maybe I needed to break the throw. Maybe I just needed to learn a different combo at the wall or something. There's always a reason why you lost. Of course, it's easy to take the credit for the win, but if you lose, take it as an opportunity to reflect. Why did I lose? Maybe you just got outplayed. Maybe you just got outsmarted. And that's okay. Fighting games take time, and they take time to learn. So don't be so hard on yourself. I believe in you. And the final tip I have for you is actually a question. What does the C in FGC stand for? That's right. Chun-Li's community. Throughout this video, I had mentioned that fighting games are a personal journey, but that doesn't mean you have to go at it alone. Just go on YouTube, go on Google, whatever. You'll find a ton of people that have input their own thoughts and feelings about fighting games, whether it's a specific game or multiple games. And if there is a specific character then you'll find plenty of character guides outside for specific characters. You're going to find a lot of people who share the same love of fighting games that you may also have. So my personal favorites are Maximilian Dude, just generally speaking, I really like his content, and FDX because I really enjoy watching Tekken 8 tournaments live, which I never watched tournaments live until recently, and he puts on a good show. I like his commentary while watching them.
Look, I like the lip gloss. Very tasteful, which was a true statement.
Something else you can consider is going to events as well, especially local events put on by the community. You also have things like Evo. For me, the biggest event nearby is Texas Showdown, which I've always heard of, but I've never been. And apparently in 2026, they have some sort of big anniversary, and I think I might want to go. I think I want to check it out. But don't forget, there's a community out there, and being able to celebrate character reveals, being able to celebrate a new game with these community members is a feeling that I've missed out on for many years. And I realized I want to be part of this community. At one point, about 10 years ago, I met a bad apple in the FGC who tried to get me into a pyramid scheme. And I'm over here thinking, man, these fighting game folks, they're just scammers and assholes. Turns out they're not the case. They're not scammers. They're just assholes. But they're cool assholes. I hope this has been encouraging, and I hope you get to try fighting games. They're super fun. There's a lot of fighting games coming out, and now is the absolute best time to get into them. That's going to be it for me today, and I'll see you next time.